Hello there, everybody. Today I want to talk about the 7 top most important things that early sobriety takes, or at least in my opinion. The first 7 things that help me the most. So, number 1, definitely understanding your why. Why are you wanting to get sober? Why are you wanting to embark on this journey, the most rewarding and beautiful journey you'll ever take? Or at least one that I've taken so far. I just love it so much. Like it's constantly challenging. Like days don't just continuously get better and better because it's easier. They get better and better because you realize how resilient you are and how strong and capable you are of problem solving and critical thinking and just getting past a certain situation. So, 1, understanding your why. Why? Why do I want to do this? So on the days where you're like, no, why? And you focus on that why. And that's what I did for a really long time. I was very adamant about wanting to set a better example for the younger generations to come. I have younger nieces, one's 10, one's 5, and I looked at them and I saw the example that I had as a kid. I'm like, okay, if somebody doesn't set the example for at least my nieces, who is going to set the example for, even more younger girls? So that was my why, and it's been my why. I want to set a really, really great example of what you should do with your life and how you should behave and be able to cope in ways that don't enable you to doing drugs to try to solve your problems. Right, and number 2 would be learning how to sit with those not so great feelings. That's right underneath the why, because I realized that the hard part for me wasn't not drinking, because I had to convince myself that I liked the taste. I had to convince myself that, I even liked to drink. And there were, fun times when I was younger and I was, didn't know right from wrong. But as an adult, I know right from wrong, and I know spending money on something to celebrate, even though I had nothing to be celebrating, wasn't responsible. So you get to a point where like, okay, I gotta grow up. And this is just my opinion. So you have to really learn how to sit in those not so great feelings. And for me, that was the most challenging part, right? Whether it had been boredom or a certain experience or memory came back and flooded into my brain, or just sitting through the emotions in general, the sadness, the anger, the anxiety, the discomfort. But there's a lot of meditation and practice that you can do in order to get past that, or journaling or connecting with nature. Like there are other ways to cope outside of drinking or any other form of drugs, right? Number 3, the opposite of addiction is connection. This is huge because I tried for so long to do it by myself, and I clearly did not do well, because I started my sobriety journey and wasn't like actively trying every single year, but I had started the mission in 2020, because right at the end of 2019, I got a DUI, and I was like, this is a big wake-up call. But obviously I continued to drink early into 21, 22, and the end of 23, and it wasn't until July 23rd, 2023 that I was like, okay, circle back to your why. Why are we here? What are we doing this for? So making connections is very important, because it helps not only just keep you accountable, but also being around like-minded individuals who are on the same trajectory towards being sober and having a lifestyle of sobriety, or just choosing to quit drinking in general, like not trying to be sober, but just quitting drinking because you realize one day, like, that shit's poison. It's not good for you. So I should probably not consume it on a regular basis, or if at all, ever, right? Number 4, burn the bridges, burn the boats. There has been plenty of times where I've been in pain or financial or just uncomfortability or sadness, and I've burnt the bridges, I've burnt the ships, meaning no matter what I'm feeling, no matter what I'm going through, I do not have the choice to go back to drinking. I made sure of that. I made a public Instagram. I have a YouTube. I made a community. I do not see myself going back to that. In my head, I'm like, that is just not an option. We just don't do it. Not because I can't. I'm an adult. I can do whatever the fuck I want to. But I've chosen that me choosing not to drink has led me to a happier, more fulfilling life. So why would I, in any situation, feel like this isn't going to pass? This is going to last forever. Like, this too shall pass is something that I really hung on to, because whatever you're going through, it'll pass. It's just gonna take a little bit of time depending on how much you fucked up, but it'll pass. And you forgive yourself, you apologize, you forgive others, they apologize, whatever the situation may be, it's gonna pass. You just have to give it time. And because we're on such a I want it now, quick, easy, fast, anything that's came quick, easy, or fast isn't that rewarding. It's instant gratification opposed to delayed gratification, which is way more rewarding, way more fulfilling towards your purpose, which your purpose is no different than mine. It's just to show up as the best version of yourself. We have many purposes, depending if you're a mom or a wife or a husband or a kid or whatever. But our main first focus should always be to show up as our best self, be the best version of ourselves, and give that to the world. And the only way you can do that is by fulfilling your purpose, which is doing the steps it takes to have that delayed gratification, saying, I want something now, but you know what, I'm going to work really hard, and then I'm going to reward myself later. But when talking about drinking culture, it's like, oh, well, I made it to Friday, I deserve a drink. Oh, well, it's my kid's birthday, I don't have a drink. Oh, well, it's a christening. What? It's a funeral, someone died, so beers, right? It's just so instant. Instagram, instant gratification, instant like, Instacart. My groceries are here. Which brings me back to number 5, sorry. As an adult, you have the choice to drink or not to drink. So this kind of goes with your why, but it's that realization of you have the choice to drink, right? Speaking on my part, I know other people see it differently and don't believe that they have a choice in it, and that's fine. I do believe I had a choice. I don't think I was a heavier drinker than not. I just used alcohol as an attempt to escape the feelings that I was feeling. I didn't want to deal with them. I didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to open and welcome those big feelings and be expressive. I just kind of shoved them down and then made sure everyone else around me was happy, because I had this theory that if I made everyone around me happy, it would allow me to also be happy. If I showed up for everyone else, then they would show up for me. But, it was such a give relationship that I didn't have very many give-take relationships where people weren't willing to give me what I gave them, because they just knew I would show up and I would give it and keep giving it and give it some more. I have nothing left, right? I love that book, The Giving Tree. It's like, until the tree was a fucking stump, he's like, all I can offer you is a place to sit, man. I'm just a stump. And at the end of my sobriety, I felt like a stump. I'm like, you know what? It's time to show up for me. So you have a choice. Number 6, you have a choice to drink. You have a choice not to drink. Which one is going to be more rewarding, right? You gotta, 5. Jeez. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is a really small font. And I wrote them out because I'm like, I want to be in order. And here I am. Can't even fucking get the numbers right. You have the choice to drink, but which one is going to be more rewarding? Like, are you going to feel better about yourself long term if you continue to drink? Or are you going to feel better about yourself long term if you finally quit something that is pretty harmful to your body, pretty toxic for your life eventually, right? Maybe not at first, but eventually. And then now it's number 6. You are the sum of who you hang around. So I think that even if you have friends that drink, it's like, what kind of friends do you have around you that drink? Ones that are peer pressuring you, or ones that they have drinks and are okay with the fact that you're choosing not to drink? Because you can have a difference of opinion, right? You can have a difference of political views. You can have a difference of religion. You can have a difference. Things can be different, and you can have people around you, but are they supportive, right? Are these people adding logs to your fire, or are they pissing on it? Are they like trying to support you, or are they constantly being like, well, when are you going to start drinking? Are you sure you don't want just one drink? Like, you don't have a problem, right? You haven't filed bankruptcy. You haven't got a DUI. You haven't, got a divorce. You haven't, like, there's all these, like, weird things, like, all these weird things that people are like, then that qualifies you to have a problem. It's like, no, you could just realize it's a problem because I'm using it in replacement of something, which is feeling the things that I need to be going through in order to grow, rather than sitting in this level of complacency. Like, I need to evolve. And the only way to evolve is to go through the things that I am avoiding, right? So, number 7, last but not least, setting boundaries. Not only with just those friends or your family or siblings or whatever, whoever, setting boundaries that allow you to feel like you're able to say yes to yourself more and say no to others without guilt of, oh, like I really don't want to go to this 3-year-old's birthday party, like, because I really need to get some stuff done for me for my week so that way I can be successful. Not feeling bad for setting boundaries, just realizing that I need to set boundaries because right now in this chapter of my life, I'm taking my sobriety, I'm quitting this old habit, however you want to look at, out of my fucking life for good. So in order to do something so serious, it takes a lot of sacrifice in the beginning. So setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish. Setting boundaries shows yourself that, hey, we're disciplined enough to stick to what it is that we had scheduled for the week for ourselves in order to be successful at this. That shows yourself like, hey, I love you. I'm showing up for you, right? So those are the top 7 things that I think are most important. I have 14 written here, but I squeezed it down. I was like, I think that those are the top 7 that are most effective, especially in the beginning of sobriety, because I would hope that this video can help somebody who is struggling with, well, where do I even start? Like, how do I even get started on this journey? Those are the 7 things that every time I write out a list, those are the 7 things that are at top of mind for me and have worked for me. So I hope that helps you. If you like these videos, make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, comment if you have any questions that you want me to talk about, because I'm winging this thing, man. I'm going with it. I'm trying to do something here that's beneficial, that can maybe help some people get out of where it is I was at in life. So if you want, like it, comment, subscribe. And then if you want to join the community, the Sobriety 7 women or the Sobriety 7 men, click the link in the description, and I'll see you on the next video. All right? Bye!